So I'm driving this thing down the road. It's constantly rattling. I need to check out what's going on right there. Okay, so I came down here to look at this and I thought it was going to be a busted shock, but it's not. If we look up here, the bracket that holds it is busting through the frickin' floor. Oh my goodness, this is going to be bad. The bracket is totally gone that holds that shock right there. I'm gonna tag the video that I made about this van about 2 years ago. The whole underside of this van is rusted and it should have split in half. So when it started making this noise, I was quite certain that the van had split in half, but it didn't. So check out that video. It's how I bought this 2004 Toyota Sienna minivan for $2,100. That's also a wheelchair van. And the caveat on that is it only had 60 some odd thousand miles on it. Now it has almost 120, and I never fixed it. I just pulled full coverage insurance on it, and I thought one day it was gonna bust in half. But anyways, on with this repair that we got here. Now we can go over to the other side and look at what the original bracket looked like. It's kind of what it looks like. So we'll just make another one like that one. Seems simple, right? I think my ingeniousness is superseded by my incompetence in this video. And as you very well may know, I am, as many people have said, many people have said, I am the Elon Musk of rust because of all of the stuff that I repair that's rusty. But I'm not. I am definitely not the Elon Musk of rust. But it feels like it sometimes. And I figure if I'm not gonna fix it, who else is? So if anyone else can do it, I'm sure I can do it too, just like you. So at first I couldn't tell that the shock was bad, but then I just took my arm and I wiggled this back and forth and I could see the shock mount breaking off up there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jack this up, get this shock out of my way, and probably take the plastic off of the inside and try to figure out a way I can fabricate a new bracket to this. I looked on Google and I didn't see anything, so we all know that I'm the Elon Musk of all rust. So I'll probably fabricate something that's gonna be affordable so you and me can make something and keep these vehicles on the road for a little while longer. Okay, with the vehicle jacked up, I can tell that the shock itself is still good. It started banging into the floor here and making a little divot. I don't know it, but at this point, an idiot drove it too long, and now the shock is no good. So we don't want to run this too long. I've been running this for like, I don't know, probably too long. Luckily, in the back of here, we've got a little thing that we can pop off of here, which should expose the nut on the top of what used to be the shock on a regular one of these versions. Now that's gonna be a problem. It's like a 38 or 36 millimeter bolt if it's not standard, which is huge. I'm not gonna be able to get a wrench in there to turn that. I've got an extension and a ratchet here because I didn't want to take all of this garbage out of here to get this out of here. And I was able to break the bolt free. And just like my show, the inside of the van is a rolling dumpster fire. All right, after a little man jingling, that nut fell off of there. And I believe this was a 36 millimeter socket, and I didn't have a shallow one to be able to get it to come through here. So looks like we got the bolt out. That's one hefty nut right there. Now, all I need to do is measure this box here, and I can probably duplicate and replicate it. I'm gonna make mine a little bit thicker though. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I've got these blocks cut. I've got two different thicknesses. I don't know why I did that. I just kind of felt like, well, thicker is gonna last longer, thinner is gonna be lighter. I guess it's a personal preference. So it really doesn't matter at all which one you use. I think this thin one's gonna be just fine. Probably easier to cut, easier to work with. I'm gonna make a cap for the top and bottom so I can put the nut back in there. I went and picked up a 7/8 9/4 inch nut. When I'm editing these videos, I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? 1/4 inch nut? That thing's damn near an inch. So I can put that down inside there and bolt it to the floor. This is basically just an extension. That's all it does. It extends it, allows the rear end to be higher. Technically speaking, if the hole wasn't so much bigger than the original shock, I probably could have just bolted the shock to the floor, but then the ass end's gonna sit on the ground more, so we don't want that either. So let me get to cutting out some pieces so I can cap this off and then figure out how I'm gonna cut this so I have a window to put the nut on the top of the shock. Ultimately, even though I didn't make any video of it, I put this over the top of here and I used my little cut-off wheel and I cut out some rectangulars to put as caps. Another issue with this circumstance is this is all welded over here. I'm gonna take my cutoff wheel and I'm gonna slice the top of this nut. The reason that I don't slice through here is because I recognize that there could be bits inside here that I actually need. I'm not certain, and I don't think that that would be the case if I went through this rubber. The new shock comes with it, but just to ensure that, I'm gonna do it that way, and then I'll be able to take my impact and knock that thing off. Now, we should be able to use the Ooga Booga to pull that nut off. The nice thing about that is, we could reuse this shock. No, we couldn't. Because this thing was stuck on there like freaking glue. It had rusted down inside there and swelled, and I tried everything I could to get that thing off, but it was no Quarto. Then I freaking went on Amazon and they had this whole kit for a Toyota Prius. At least it said it would fit. It cross-fit. And it was like 25 bucks. And I'm like, oh, cool, I'll just order another one. Well, I couldn't get that in time, so I went to the store and bought one. And guess how much this was at the store? $58 frickin' dollars. The hell with that. I just bought a new one at the store, then ordered one off of Amazon and got my 30 bucks back. It was worth the 30 minutes of time. I like making $1 an hour. Ooh, the light bulb just went off above your head. This is why you should always be watching YouTube the Clay Way. I inspire and empower you to do things yourselves. And we do things a little bit differently down here. Yeah, you might see that as a little bit, you know, shady, I guess you could say. But, yeah, it is what it is. Make yourself hundreds of dollars by getting what you need that day and then taking it back. The only problem is you gotta actually take the parts back. If you've got a question for me, my name's Clay with YouTube The Clay Way here in Grand Rapids, Western Muskegon, Michigan. If you need anything, reach out to me on Clay's AC and Auto Repair over the Facebook Messenger. I'll try to help you with your automotive needs. I answer them for absolutely free, but I can't help you with your old baby mama drama. Remember, don't be the next to them, be the absolute first of you, and if anyone else can do it, you can do it too. Okay, so now I've taken and drilled a hole and I've got my 1/7/8 bolt here, and I'm gonna weld the nut to this, so when I put it inside the block, I won't have to hold the nut. Even though I'm gonna have a window on the side to be able to put the shock up through, I'm not gonna be able to hold the nut and tighten it down at the same time. And of course, I've got my trusty lighter here because you always need a lighter in case you're gonna set something on fire that you don't like. I welded that up and I've grinded it down, my terrible welds. I've welded it on two sides, so now I need to make a window in the center to be able to insert my bolt on the top of my shock. The plasma cutter would be preferable in this situation, but I think I'm just gonna use the cutoff wheel. Then you just measure out the center. That's pretty well centered. Centered good enough anyways for the girls we go with. Now we need to make sure that this fits through here, so this rubber rests on the top of here. Also want to make sure that we don't drill the hole too big because we don't want a lot of play inside there. One of the things that I can't seem to figure out is how to get the bump stop to go on here. But this package says for Toyota Sienna, Toyota Prius, so maybe that's it. Once I tighten all this down, it should squeeze up pretty good, so I should still be able to get my bolt on there. But I'm gonna put my dust cover over here, and I think I'm just gonna leave that bump stop out because it has limiting straps that won't allow it to go any further anyways, and it shouldn't bump down to the bottom unless that suspension's real hard, and that's probably gonna break the vehicle in half, so we're not gonna worry too much about that. I had a real problem getting the dust cover to snap onto the part it was made to snap on. I'm kind of dumb sometimes. So in the top of here, I set this part in the vise, and then I pushed downwards on it as I rolled it into place, and it finally snapped in. Clearly, this is not the correct dust cover, but we're here now, so. I thought that dust cover was gonna be a problem. You don't want that dust cover above the bottom of the shock because dirt will get in there and then it'll destroy the shock. But ultimately, when I set the vehicle down, that dust cover did cover up that area that was going to be exposed. So I was happy about that. Maybe it was the right part. I don't know. The T40 fits right through there. You can hold it with an 18mm wrench and tighten that sucker down. A lot of work for a little 2 3/4 inch extension. Then if you look at that, the dust cover does cover it. It's going to be having body pressure on it, so that should be just fine. Now hopefully we can get that bolt in there. Okay, so I had to bevel this edge right here because it would throw it off once it was up in there. Okay, can't get the bolt to start. I can take the part out and get it to start pretty easily, but I should have replaced this bolt, but they didn't have one at the store, so at least not that I found. I wasn't too concerned because I knew I had this one, but I'm gonna have to use a thread file, and you look for the number 9, and then that's the file that you use for that thread. Still can't get the stinking bolt to start. And I know it's because it's like maybe not center or something like that. I don't know. Could be the threads are messed up, and if I had somebody here just to hold this down just a little bit, but not too much, because if I stick a pair of pliers or something in there, it's too far away from the floor. Because the freaking bolt is so short, but you can't put a longer bolt in there because then it'll touch the cap of the shock. Oh, I'm losing my mind over this thing. But I literally need it right about there. Oh, crap. Oh, finally I got it. I just stuck a little Allen wrench up in here. When I'd stick the pliers up in here, now I can't get the damn thing out. That allowed me to take the bolt and move it just enough to get it to start. And no, I could not get that Allen key out of there because it comes down and it blocked it from pulling it out, but I wasn't pulling that bolt out again. That was too big a pain in the ass. Nothing to do now except for run her down and send her through town, even with the Allen key inside there. Now I've tightened this up before I put the box in there. This looks a lot simpler than it actually was. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna last, but it wasn't quite that easy. Not as easy as I thought it was going to be at first. Put it down, set it down on the ground, and she's good to go. This wasn't even a challenge. Even though I try to make, step-by-step videos, I didn't really turn out that way on this one. I filmed about another 2 hours worth of footage on this, but it really wasn't worth it. I was kind of just making this video for fun and kind of demonstrating that, yeah, sometimes I'm incompetent, but ultimately I succeed. And I wasn't sure if I could fix this once I realized what it was, but then once I started looking at it, I was like, oh, that's easy AF, and that's kind of the point of my videos. I'm trying to inspire you to do things, and empower you to do them yourself. Just because something seems like the whole frame of the car is busted in half Doesn't mean you shouldn't take a look at it, try to solve it, then use your your rationalization skills in your brain, if you have any, to try to come up with a solution. And this was a pretty simple solution. If it wasn't for the shock and that stupid upper mount costing, almost $100 together, this wouldn't have been that bad. Then by the time I bought the metal and stuff like that, it is what it is. We were successful. We got another video, and you guys should check out my real rust repairs. Look in my rusty playlist. Oh, it's awesome. And if you want to help the channel out, turn the volume down at night, put on one of my sweet Clayway playlists, and let them play while you're sleeping. Then you don't have to listen to my mouth run. If you've got a question for me, you can hit me up on Clay's AC and Auto Repair over the Facebook Messenger. Just like I said before, I can't help you with baby mama drama, but I may help you with your automobile for free, and I'll certainly try to answer the questions as long as I absolutely can until it becomes practical to be able to even respond to people. But, people are pretty good about it. They genuinely, most people, not all, but most people will genuinely have questions for me, and I genuinely try to answer every single one of them. But there's sometimes I just can't. I can't, because they don't know what they're talking about, and I can answer almost anything over a text, but some people are just beyond help nowadays. But anyways, remember, if anyone else can do it, you can do it too. Don't be the next to them. Be the absolute first to you. I'm Clay with YouTube The Clayway here in Grand Rapids, Muskegon, Western Michigan. God bless and have the greatest of days, folks.